Today I'm delighted to be able to share with you this amazing, and I do mean amazing, Elton John Pinball Machine, which is produced by Jersey Jack Pinball and is distributed in the UK by Pinball Heaven, who are the UK's largest pinball distributor. Now, I have something of a checkered history with Jersey Jack machines. I've never owned one before, and aside from Toy Story 4, my access to the games has really been limited to playing them out on location. Now, it has to be said that when I've played them on location, I've never enjoyed the flipper action and the flipper feel of the games. They just didn't seem as snappy as some of the other games that had come before them in terms of games from other manufacturers, and certainly in terms of the old Bally Williams games. However, with their newest incarnation in terms of the Elton John Pinball Machine, I think Jersey Jack seems to have produced a game which shoots extremely well. Jersey Jack always produce glorious, glitzy, glamorous and impressive pinball machines that aesthetically really hit the mark, and this game is no exception. The artwork, as you can see by Christopher Franchi, is absolutely glorious. The playfield looks outstanding, the lighting is awesome, the sound quality is absolutely incredible. But if you ask me, all Jersey Jack games have had precisely that. What they lacked was they didn't quite shoot as well as some of the other manufacturers. Now they do. And in this game, they really have hit the mark. This game has been designed by legendary pinball designer Steve Ritchie. His previous titles are too numerous to mention all of them, but if I was to say High Speed 2, Star Trek Next Generation, well, actually Star Trek, the Stern version, the newer version, and I really am naming but a few there of Steve Ritchie games. Steve Ritchie is known as the King of Flow, and he's known that for a reason. That is, he produces a fast-flowing pinball machine where the ramps and the shots work their way back to the flippers and allow you to sort of enjoy full momentum in the game. And I think by Jersey Jack hiring Steve to manufacture this machine, they've done exactly the right thing. In fact, the whole combination of the game just works really, really well indeed. In fact, when you play the game, you'll notice some elements that are very, very similar to some of his other games, certainly in terms of the shot layouts and the upper flipper shot. You'll notice that the upper flipper ramp on it is very similar to the warp ramp in Star Trek itself. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's a sort of standard flat fan layout, albeit one with an upper flipper. But I think that's exactly what Jersey Jack needed. I can't pretend to have played The Godfather, not yet at least, but I remember looking at it and seeing the promotional paraphernalia for it and thinking that perhaps it was incredibly complicated. This is back to basics. This looks to be, in terms of the fan layout, a very, very simple pinball machine, but I'll tell you what it's got in abundance, and that is a ton of fun. If you like the Elton John music, you're going to love this game. And I think one thing playing this game reminds you of is just how many hits Elton John has had. I certainly didn't play this game and think that the pinball machine itself was missing any classic songs. They all appear to be there. The premise of the game is relatively simple. When you fire up the game, you will select a song. Now, why would you not choose Pinball Wizard? And there's a certain authenticity to this game, and certainly with selecting Pinball Wizard, because of course Elton John was in the original Tommy film, and of course the Tommy the rock opera, the album by The Who, which is obviously what spawned the hit song Pinball Wizard. He was Captain Fantastic, and as you can probably see just from the side panel there on the back box, there he is featured in glorious Technicolor and some additional glitter thrown in for good measure. It really does lend itself to a pinball machine. In the very essence of the word, of the name, of the song. I mean, it's the song written for pinball, right? Pinball Wizard. It's encapsulated in this. Elton John singing it, full authenticity. It's magnificent. It feels like an occasion playing this game. It really does. You go around and you revisit Elton's career, going to some of his various iconic concerts and gigs. You find yourself collecting songs, collecting albums, visiting location, collecting some really quite glorious elements to his wardrobe as well. The one thing I would say about this game is the RGB LEDs are magnificent, and the way they integrate into the game is marvellous. The game itself, the rule set is relatively simple. Spell Elton John and carry on your way. Hit the musical notes as well. You're guided through it. There is a narration through it. Some of the call-outs are Elton John, some of them are not. However, even the ones that are not, they are talking you through the game, and that's something I always sort of appreciate on a call-out. If a call-out is not going to be amazingly amusing, then at least make it informative. And on this game, it certainly has that. I think what I'll do is I'll just show you a little bit of gameplay on here in just a second, but please do bear in mind that this amazing screen, which is it's as big as a cinema screen, quite frankly, this will allow you to go into the menu system, which you can access by opening the coin door, and you can actually make a bespoke series of settings for this to make this game as easy or as difficult as you like it to be. You can make the various modes easier, and of course what you can do is it's automatically set on default as a 3-ball game. If you're finding it a little bit tough or you'd like slightly longer games, no problem, just go into the settings, set it to a 4-ball, 5-ball, 6-ball, whatever you want really. It's your game. This game is full of glitz and glamour. It's one of the best looking pinball machines I have ever seen in my life. And I've got to say, with this particular game here, they've made themselves real contenders. Again, Jersey Jack, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what they're going to do next. Anyway, let's have a little game. One of the first things they allow you to do is select your song by hitting the flipper buttons. There's a whole load of his songs up on screen. Look, this guy is, let's be fair, this guy's made a lot of music, hasn't he? So choose your song and hit the well, not Pinball Wizard, we hit the action button, and then we're going to try and get the skill shot, which is not going to be easy here. There's 2 ways you can do this. You don't want to go into the pop bumpers. You can either plunge it all the way around and hit the 3 targets, or you can try and just drop it in so it just sort of creeps over the top of the wire form, comes back down, you hit it off of this flipper. And that was neither. That was in between. That went into the pop, so there was no skill shot there. You saw that was the warp ramp there, which you just seen. Crazy flow on this game. Very, very fast game. What I do, oh for goodness sake, what I do love about this game is you can almost catch it on that flipper a little bit. You can almost drop catch it. So it's a very usable upper flipper. Oh, that's a shame. You can't spend too much time doing what I've just doing, otherwise you lose the skill shot. Which I did, I lost the timing on it then. So you're going to have to be really precise, and for that reason, you're probably better off just plunging it all the way around, like so. Oh, even that didn't work. And then hitting the 3 targets. So I've locked something in there which has given me a bit of a costume, basically. Kickback, very necessary in this game. Got another kickback then, got very lucky then, very lucky. It's great, that wire form. It reminds me an awful lot of Star Trek Next Generation. Okay, hit the 3 targets, which I didn't do, so I've completely missed all my skill shots in this game. So hurry up, it wants me to hit the left of the 3 targets. That's terrible, just terrible, terrible play. Terrible play. Okay, so we got Crocodile Rock and multi-ball now, because I'd locked 3 balls in here. Now what it wants me to do is hit the green and the yellow shots, and then there's a super jackpot, which is back on the crocodile shot. super jackpot. And one of them, if you look, Jakey, one of the balls actually locked inside the piano. If you look at the piano from the top, you'd actually see one of the balls actually locked inside there. So I've got a ball 1 locked in the piano for a multi-ball. It's gonna be very hard for me to do now because I'm on my last ball. It'll be very hard for me to do on this game, only because I play so badly. Oh dear. And there you have it, the Elton John Pinball Machine, brought to you by Jersey Jack Pinball, distributed in the UK by Pinball Heaven, who are the UK's largest pinball distributor. Use the link below. You can go straight on the website and have a look at all the games that are available. Hopefully you've enjoyed the little playfield tour. Hopefully it's given you a bit more of an insight into the game. I'm sure the camera will convey just how gloriously beautiful and shiny this game is. A real winner from me, Jersey Jack Pinball's Elton John Pinball Machine.